everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is WaveFrankRobin1. Today we're going to be talking about this guy who says that there's two simple ways to control video game addiction, and he explains that is gaming out of control. Now before we begin, I'd just like to say that please do not harass the guy in this video. I do not condone harassing, and it won't be tolerated, and if you try to get my attention with it, I will simply just not acknowledge it. Without further ado, let's check out what he first says.
Hey, it's a beautiful Saturday morning. Where are all of the kids? Not too crowded on the basketball court today. Actually, there is no one. And the tennis courts are pretty open as well. So here's the question, where are all the kids? Where are the kids? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, remember that time when there was a, a pandemic in the world? No? Oh, that's probably why, there are no kids out because of a pandemic, I think that's just common sense at this point.
Looks like I found the kids. It's the game Fortnite. It's a Fortnite type of Saturday morning.
Dad, I can't see. Please move.
My bad.
I get that right here. He's trying to appeal to a more younger audience with he says they're all locked up. It's a beautiful Saturday morning and they're playing Fortnite. I get that, but you could have used a better example, not just Fortnite. You could have used any other game. Again, I know this is a bit picky, but I guess let's just check out what he has to say next.
Say we have a child that really wants a gaming console for their birthday or something like that. We don't know what kind of effect that's going to have when we do bring it in, because some kids will just incorporate it into their normal sort of play. Take it or leave it, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Some kids try it for a while and then they lose interest, kind of gathers dust, but there are some kids in which gaming becomes really a bit of an obsession. And that's the sort of thing that we want to prevent if we can as parents. When this happens, other activities start to fall off. We want our kid to be doing other things, keeping up with their homework, practicing the cello, going out and hanging out with friends and doing stuff like that.
Now there's where problem one arises. As we mentioned at the beginning of the video, you can't really hang out with friends or hang out with other people because of a world pandemic. I get that, practicing the cello, trumpet, whatever you're doing, and, doing your homework, that's the ordinary. But you can't really hang out with people, and I get that was just an example, but I thought I'd just nitpick that again.
The child's downstairs in their pajamas. It's 11:30, no breakfast. The parent comes down. When are you going to start on your homework? How long are you going to play this thing?
Okay, I don't know about you, but unless you're private school or something, I don't know who's going to get up in the morning and be like, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do homework today. I get if you're doing summer school, homework just to get extra credit and whatnot, but nobody's gonna wake up one day and say I'm gonna do homework on a Saturday morning. And also, nobody's parent will probably come down in the room while they're playing a game and saying, when are you gonna get off this thing? Unless you got something like chores or something to do, there's really no reason for your parent to do that other than just to talk you into something or to get you off the game. And I just found that a really odd example. But, also let's just see what else he has to say.
Out of control. There are many positive aspects of gaming that if you're not a gamer, you may not be that aware of. And I'll go over just a couple very briefly. A lot of games have a pretty strong social aspect to them. Your child may be playing a game with other kids in the neighborhood or from school or even across the country in a team-like environment, developing strategy in order to proceed further and further into that game.
Now he does make a really good point right there where he does say, to some extent, there are some games that do help with the team building exercises that form a bond with your team to help proceed into the next goal. That is probably the only point I'm probably going to agree with him, but however, he does make a really good point right there, and I just thought I'd say that.
So there are these positive aspects. So there are two important things that we can do as parents that help prevent gaming from getting out of control. And I recommend strongly that you do this before the gaming system is actually ordered.
Unfortunately, parents are not going to have this type of realization that they're not going to sit down and talk to their kids and talk about the system. Parents don't think that way. They think whatever the kid needs, he probably knows what he's talking about, so we get him the console. No parent is going to say, hold up, stop, wait a minute, drop down to the floor, I need to talk to you about what this game console is about. Sure, there will be some parents like that, I'm not excluding them. However, a majority of parents, including my own, have just straight up just said, Like, as long as you know what you're talking about, I'll get you the console. And that's just how it works. Unfortunately, that's not how parents think. However, that is also a good idea, though, if you do, indeed have that talk with your children.
What you're going to do is have a family meeting about purchasing the gaming system. And family meetings can be very powerful in modifying behavior.
Now, unfortunately, nobody has the mentality to really sit down and say, with the kids face to face, with a straight face on the bed, on the couch, and say, what is this console, and what are you gonna do on it, all that dealio. And it's gonna be like, more questions are more likely gonna be asked by the parents, and then more questions and confusion are going to arise. But not everyone, maybe some parents might understand, maybe some might not completely understand, whatever that is. But also, not everybody has a really strong family or like really member to talk to about their situation and what console they want. They don't have that kind of power to talk to, like, really sit down with the parent or parents and say, I want this console. Not everybody has that stable of a relationship with their parents. But, that's just another nitpick for me.
For example, I want to watch TV and you're playing games on it. Or your sister wants to watch TV with a friend and you're doing gaming on the same television. How do you resolve a conflict like that?
I know exactly how to solve a conflict like that, and it's called using another TV. I know it sounds stupid, and while a lot of people probably can't afford another TV, the best you can do is just use another TV in the house or apartment or room. Most of the time, kids, especially little kids, will go into the parents' room and watch TV because they have comfortable bed, stuff like that, and most likely the kid always has his console in his room. And usually that's just how it kind of goes. The console gets put in the kid's room, the parent forgets about it, and life is just normal. But I mean, that's really all for today. He just talks about just going over what he said. He just rewriting his claims and then he says, like, subscribe, all that. But however, that's just going to conclude this end of the video. As I said before, I do not condone harassing. Please do not harass this man. And other than that, that pretty much just sums up everything. I'm Wayfaring Robin 1, and I'll see everybody in the next video.